the great entrepreneurs, they create their product. They don't look for something to copy. And yun ang problema natin. We always copy. We want to copy kung ano ginagawa ng iba. So pag nawala ng negosyo iba, wala ka ring negosyo.
Hi everyone, we have one of our legendary guests back, entrepreneur, farmer, all-around good guy, Dodong Cacanando, joining us in the show. Dodong, how are you? It's been a while. I hope you're doing good.
Marv, maraming salamat for allowing me to be part of your show again, and thank you for inviting me. I hope I can be worthy of your invitation.
Sobra. It's always an honor to have you here. So as what I promised, pasabog kagad first question. Dodong Cacanando 2021, bakit sobrang yaman mo? Ano yung sikreto mo? Ano yung dapat malaman ng mga tao? Paano mo nagawa yun?
Hindi ako sobrang yaman. My story in 2021 and the pandemic is just we were able to grow the business in spite of the many problems around us. Di ba, Marv, no? Nag-lockdown, nagsara restaurant, nagsara hotel, nawala turista. And so when the lockdown happened last March 2020, for 2 months wala kaming negosyo. However, the reason why we grew, we were able to adjust. We were able to pivot to a market na wala noon. Dati, Marv, ang market ko is, again, restaurants, hotel. Nung nawala yon, sabi ko sa sarili ko, where did the market go? The market stayed home. Pero ang mga kumakain lang ng mga high value crops like lettuce, ito yung mga nasa subdivision. And since they're at home, what I did, Marv, I developed a system where we deliver to the homes. And then ginamit ko Viber. Marunong na ako ng Viber group, Marv. So, meron akong Viber group na Moraya's Produce. And that's where they order. When we started, Marv, alam mo, we only had 20 members. Today, we have around 210. And I don't even know them. I don't even know them. They just add when they found that the products were good. So, hindi ako sobrang yaman in 2021. We're just surviving. However, yun lang, we were able to still grow the business in spite of.
Well said. So that's a very good story, no? And I want to unpack more of that. So for people watching this na wala naman silang farm, they can't deploy yung strategy na ginawa mo na, okay, bibenta ko yung product ko sa subdivision. What lesson can they get from that also, especially for people who are financially hit right now? What's the lesson there?
One of the most important lesson I learned last year, I went to my friends, umikot ako, kinamusta ko sila, and I was talking to one of my good friend, a Chinese businessman, and he said something very important that basically drove my strategies for the past few months. Sabi niya, alam mo ba, Dong, water will always flow no matter how you hinder it. Kailangan mo lang hanapin saan siya pumunta. Diba? Sasabi niya, ba, harangan mo dito, may pupuntahan. Harangan mo dito, may pupuntahan. Sabi niya, opportunities are the same. Opportunities will always be present. Even if you hinder it. Kaso lang lilipat siya. So, saan sila lumipat? Lumipat sa online. Diba? Because people stayed home, lumipat sa online. And meron pa rin mga opportunities. People will still eat. People will still buy. In fact, you know that I have a lot of friends in the insurance industry. And many of them are complaining, ang hirap magbenta ngayon because walang opportunity, you cannot go to your customer. And I said, I disagree. I said, mas madali magbenta ngayon kasi may naka-zoom ka na. Imagine, naka-blouse ka, maganda, pero naka-shorts ka lang. Di ba? Parang ako, naka-shorts lang ako ngayon, pero naka-polo ako. I don't have to look for parking space. I don't have to travel. I don't even have to go to the coffee shop. Now, sabi mo, I'd like to bless the friend. Eh di magpag-grab ka ng, say, merienda, padala mo sa kanya habang nag-uusap kayo ng Zoom. So, ano lang point ko, Marv? We can feel depressed in a depressed market. Or we can decide, there is an opportunity that needs to be discovered. In fact, that's another principle I have over the pandemic. Behind calamities are opportunities waiting to be discovered. yun Marv, merong opportunity. Every calamity will create its own opportunity because people will still eat, will still live, will still buy. So I see that ngayon. So today lang ang nakapansin ko Marv, dalawang tao ang nanonotice ko. Some people are so excited may pandemic. Some people are so depressed. So ang tanong ko, what changed? It's a perspective of the person. How you see things. So ako lang, I choose to see the opportunities that this pandemic have offered. And so that's what's driving our business today. So hindi lang sa akin yan. That is true for everybody. Like for example, Marv, empleyado ko na nawalan ako ng trabaho. Welder ako dati. So what can I do? 'Di ba? Meron pa rin magpapa-welding. So now I go to the homes. 'Di ba? I offer my services. Ngayon mas mataas pa ang pwede kong kitain kasi hindi na ako empleyado. I can decide my rate, but now I have to adjust. I have to adjust to the situation. So, yun ang feeling ko. Ang feeling ko pa, Mar, the other thing I'd like to tell people, those who like to become entrepreneurs is, you see, entrepreneurs do not look for opportunities. Entrepreneurs create opportunities. Steve Jobs, did he copy his product from someone else? No, he created it. Jeff Bezos, did he copy Amazon from someone else? Maybe some concept, but he created it. The great entrepreneurs, they create their product. They don't look for something to copy. And yun ang problema natin. We always copy. We want to copy kung ano ginagawa ng iba. So pag nawala ng negosyo iba, wala ka ring negosyo. So those are the things I learned, Marv, over the past 2 years.
I was trying to think about my next question. And yung question ko sana, how will people spot opportunities right now in the midst of this? Kasi alam ko madami magtatanong, opportunity, wala naman ako makita ng opportunity. Wala naman, andito lang ako, ito lang yung mundo ko. How do I get that? So siguro my question is, how do they spot the opportunities? If they don't spot opportunities, how can you expand on creating opportunities for them?
Yeah. Okay. Normal business people today are always looking for opportunities. Minsan nga, Marv, ang tanong sa akin when we do seminars together, people will come to me and say, ano magandang negosyong pasukan? Alam mo, I always get irritated, Marv, because ang tinatanong nila sa akin, ano yung siguradong negosyo na magsasucceed? Ano magandang negosyo? Sabi ko, walang magandang negosyo. Wala rin pangit. Lahat ng negosyo maganda, lahat pangit. Kasi wala siya sa negosyo, sa nagnenegosyo. So now, how do you create opportunity? Marv gave me a chance to share the story of this lady, Gemma Espeleta, a caregiver from Israel. You know, sabi niya sa akin, she met me online last year and started to watch my video, attend my Zoom training, read my posts. And when the principles I shared with her, ginawa niya. So Marv, sabi niya, maliit lang ang sweldo niya as a caregiver sa Israel. Yung inaalagaan niya was a totally paralyzed Jew. Insasalitan ko, pero nag-ipon siya. Nakabili siya ng isang farm na remote. Okay? Sabi ng mga tao sa kanya, pangit ng farm mo, ang layo. Pero God bless her eh. Merong all of a sudden, may highway na ginawa that runs through her farm. Okay? So she wanted to build some infrastructure to create a business. Sabi niya, mahal ang hollow blocks. Wala siyang pambili. Pero they had a river beside them. So sabi niya, may buhangin ako. So she made her own hollow blocks. Okay? Pagkatapos, when the hollow blocks was so nice, she started to sell the hollow blocks. So what am I saying? Create opportunity. Meaning, ang unang tanong para sa those who create, anong meron ako? What can I do with what I have today? The other story, Marv, that I always share is, you know, when we were in Qatar ni Randel, there was this very nice couple. Si Haris at saka si Kat. Okay? Asido ata yung last name. Yun ang sabi nila sa akin, alam mo, Sir Dong, we'd like to go home, pero kulang pa investment namin. Kulang pa yung aming magiging passive income because they were investing in a lot of condo. Can you imagine, Marv? Ano mangyayari sa condo ngayon, di ba? But anyway, so sabi ko, ano ba ang trabaho mo, yung lalaki? Sabi niya, I'm a paramedic nurse. Yung babae, nurse, a diabetic expert. Okay? Alam mo, sabi ko sa kanila, alam mo ako, uwi ako, I will build a dialysis center. What am I saying? You create opportunities from what you have already. Ang problema ko sa tao who always spots opportunity, you see, if you don't have abilities, it will take a longer time for you to understand the business. But if you start with what you have, it's easier. Okay? Alam mo yung Gemma na sinasabi ko sa iyo, nakahalo block siya, nakagawa siya ng baboyan. Okay? So may baboy na sa Marv. Kaso nag-pandemic. Alam mo ginawa niya? Nagtayo siya ng karinderya. Since walang bumibili ng baboy niya, nagtayo siya ng karinderya. So everybody who passes through, may karinderya siya. So yun ang sinasabi ko. You don't have to be bright to be able to understand how to create. You always ask for yourself, what can I do with what I have?
I want to segment that also. No, you mentioned something very well that naghanap siya opportunity. She wanted to start something pero wala siyang pera. She was able to find an opportunity there to be able to fund it. Dun sa mga taong employed ngayon, I'm addressing people that have 8-hour, 9-hour work day also, that dun na talaga umiikot yung mundo nila. Some even work longer. Tapos what they're earning is enough to be able to pay for whatever expenses they have. It's not enough to fund whatever business or venture they want to enter into. What's your advice for them na their job already takes a lot of their time and also their resources to be able to fund something?
Totoo, may mga empleyado, you're so consumed with your job na you don't have time for other things. If you are that kind of person, ang advice ko, then treat your job as your business. What do I mean? I will treat my job today as now my training for my future venture. Na parang I will do my job as if I own it. So I will study everything that's happening in the job para pag umalis ako, like for example, Marv, one of the things that I am happy that I did when I was in HP, you see, I was ambitious. I wanted to be GM of HP. So because I wanted to become GM of HP, I studied, I was observing HR, I was looking at accounting, I was looking at support, because alam ko I would need these skills when I become GM. However, you know, di ba, I left prematurely. And I realized mabuti na lang pakialamero ako. Bakit? When I became an entrepreneur, I know a little about accounting, I know a little about HR, I know a little about support, I know production. So, ang tumulong pa rin sa akin to become successful as an entrepreneur was my experience as an employee. In fact, today I always tell people, employment is a nice preparation for entrepreneurship. How do people prepare for entrepreneurship? You go to school. 'Di ba? I go to school. Pero ang tanong ko, yung nagtuturo ba sa eskwela, may negosyo ba 'yan? Wala. So, they cannot complete your learning. Para sa akin, the best way to learn entrepreneurship is to work for one. Do you know, si Jack Ma said that. You know, when you're 20, look for a job and then work for a boss. In fact, he was suggesting, wag malaking korporasyon, wala kang matutunan. Maliit na korporasyon kasi maraming problema doon. Di ba? Go be trained by an entrepreneur. So that's my advice to those who cannot do yung side hustle mo. Okay? Pero today, Marv, many of them can do side hustle because they're stuck at home. Di ba? And marami silang oras, sabihin walang opportunity. Bakit si Randall ngayon, ang daming bumibili ng pagkain ni Randall. Si Randall na yan, may side hustle pa. Kaya I just bought from him. Ang daming tuwang-tuwa yung kapatid ko. Diba, they can do that. Everybody can do that today. In fact, you're more powerful today. Kaso lang ang problema ko sa mga tao, you're looking for opportunities. Don't create them. Diba? How do you create? Where do you start? With what you have. Diba? Taga-repair ako ng say refrigerator. I'm in the service center of say Samsung. Tinanggal nila ako. 'Di ba? What do I do? I now check yung mga nagpaayos sa akin noon. I call them, "Can I repair your refrigerator at home?" Di ba? Because ayaw na yan lumabas. So in fact, there's more opportunity today. If you just decide, I will create them.
Totoo yan. So, I super agree with that, no? And lagi ko kong sinasabi that in spite of the pandemic, there's so much opportunity around that we are sitting in one of the... I see this time as a shift. There's so many things that will be irrelevant moving forward na yung mga magiging relevant, yun yung magandang negosyo at yun yung magandang investments.
It's very good for food business. Bakit? Dati we go to the mall to eat eh. We will never go back to the mall again. Because kung shopping lang, we were talking about this kanina, di ba? Kung shopping lang, maganda na online shopping. I like online shopping because I have more choices. So ngayon, the traffic in the mall will not be as big. So where will they go? They go to communities. Diba? Now in your community, you can create a restaurant since people do not like to travel to the malls. Now there's opportunity for the small guys. Diba? There's more opportunity now for the small guys. Sabi sa akin nung presidente, sabi niya sa akin, "Dong, you work hard and then you save a lot because it is easy to make money when you have money." Naniwala naman ako, Marv, 'di ba? When I became a farmer, I would always look for money to invest in vegetable operation in big way. So ang project ko noon ang lalaki. Okay? And then I would always lose money when something happened.